friends, next is Unit 4, Theories of Interest. This is a very interesting chapter. Here, this chapter tells us about the types of income, and the main one is interest, and also about classical theory and Keynes liquidity preference theory of rate of interest. So, we can start. There are 4 types of income. They are interest, rent, wages, and profit. So, interest is paid by the borrower for use of a sum of money for a period of time. This we all know. And economists Marshall and Fisher's theory is classical theory of rate of interest. And it is they say rate of interest is determined by the equilibrium of demand and supply of savings. It is beneficial to borrow money only if marginal productivity of capital is greater than interest paid. At equilibrium, marginal productivity of capital is equal to interest paid. Marginal productivity decreases as investment increases as per law of diminishing returns. This is classical theory of interest, rate of interest. So next we can move to Keynes liquidity preference theory. Keynes liquidity preference theory of rate of interest. His book, The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money, tells us about rate of interest. This gives a new view of interest. It says rate of interest is purely monetary phenomenon and is determined by demand for money and supply of money. Next, demand for money in two-asset economy. Keynes said that in the two assets, one, money in the form of currency and current deposits in the bank. Second, long-term bonds which people can keep in portfolio balance. That is, the people can keep in their portfolio as two assets only, either money or long-term bonds. And rate of interest is inversely proportional to bond price, that we all know. So demand for money depends on how people balance bond and money in their portfolio. This is what Keynes said. Now, this decision is influenced by two factors, that is which portfolio, that is either money or long-term bonds, which one has to keep, or how much of these two assets has to keep, is influenced by two factors. They are higher the nominal income, higher will be the money asset in portfolio. Higher nominal rate of interest, lower demand for money. That is, more bonds will be in their portfolio. Next, we can go to money demand curve. Quantity of money demanded is increases with as rate of interest decreases. That is, quantity of money demanded is inversely proportional to rate of interest. Whereas quantity of money demanded increases as nominal income increases. That is, quantity of money is directly proportional to nominal income. That is, demand is inversely proportional to rate of interest. Curve between rate of interest and quantity of money we can plot like this. Rate of interest on the y-axis and quantity in the x-axis. We get LP curve. LP curve will shift upward as from LP1 to LP2. This is money demand curve. LP is the demand curve for money at a nominal income. And this curve is downward sloping. Next is MS, money supply curve. MS is a vertical straight line, and we can plot it between rate of interest and the quantity of money, and we have to plot LP curve or demand curve, and the MS curve is a vertical straight line. At the point of intersection is the equilibrium point, and above equilibrium supply is greater than demand, that then people will buy more bonds. At below the equilibrium point, supply is less than demand, the people will sell bonds for more money. As supply of money is less than demand of money, selling bond for getting more money will occur here. Effect of an increase in money supply. So, we have to plot this curve between rate of interest and quantity of money we have to plot LP curve like this, and we have to draw MS1, MS2, money supply curve 1, money supply curve 2, and the equilibrium point shifts from E to E dash. That is, increase in quantity of money will lower rate of interest. That is, this equilibrium point has rate of interest R, whereas E dash has lower rate of interest, that is R dash. When quantity increases from ON to ON dash, rate of interest falls from OR to OR dash. Shift in money demand or liquidity preference curve. Position of money demand curve depends on two factors, that is nominal income, second is change in bond price in future. That is expectation about the change in bond price in future. So we can plot this curve like this, rate of interest versus quantity of money. LP1 and LP1 curve is this, LP2 curve this is, and here the MS is fixed. Here MS was varying, that is money supply varying, whereas demand of money was same. Here demand of money, money demand curve shifts upward from LP1 to LP2, whereas money supply curve is fixed. So equilibrium point shifts from E to F in LP1 to LP2. Here ON is the amount of money held in is a constant, but a demand of money, as demand of money increases, demand curve moves upward from LP1 to LP2. Higgs-Hayson synthesis ISLM curve model. It's very important, can be asked as a graphical question or MCQ also. So please be careful. Economists John Richard Higgs and Alvin Hayson brought a synthesis between classical and Keynes theory of interest. So they combined both classical theory, the first one, and second theory of Keynes. Classical theory given IS curve, Keynes theory gave LM curve. Combining IS and LM curve, they got IS-LM curve by Higgs-Hayson synthesis. So here we have to plot between rate of interest and saving and investment. Here this is savings curve and this is investment curve. As income increases, savings curve shift to right. So if an individual's income increases, savings curve was shift to from Y1, Y2, Y3, etc. Y1 to Y5 shifts to right. So as investment increases, interest falls. So as investment increases, interest will get reduced. So here the interest is lower than the rate of interest here. By taking point of intersection, so by taking all these point of intersection, we can draw another curve, and this curve is known as IS curve. Between saving and investment curve, we get IS curve. When investment demand is greatly elastic or highly sensitive to rate of interest, IS curve is flat. IS curve become flat when the elasticity or investment demand is high, and when investment demand is not very sensitive, not lowerly elastic, IS curve will be steep. Using Keynes theory to derive LM curve. Slope of LM curve determined by two factors, that is responsiveness of demand for money, that is liquidity preference to the changes in income, elasticity or responsiveness of demand for money to the changes in rate of interest. Here rate of interest and income graph is plotted between ROI and income. The LP curve is plotted from LP1 to LP1, LP2, LP3, L4, L5 curves are plotted. Here, interest rate at which equilibrium of liquidity preference and money supply is achieved keeps increasing as income increases. That is rate of interest for the equilibrium rate of interest is increasing as income increases. Now these points of intersection is used to plot the LM curve like this between rate of interest and income. And LM curve, if it comes downward to the right, lower the elasticity of liquidity preference with respect to change in interest rate, steeper will be LM curve, and if elasticity is high, LM curve will be flat, and shift to LM curve to the right, downward to the right when money supply increases. So when money supply increases, it will shift downward to the right, and vice versa, it will shift upward to the left. Rate of interest will be lower and at given level of income, shift to LM curve above and left. When money supply reduced and rate of interest increases at the given level of income. That is downward to the right, and ROI will be lower and at given level of income, and it moves upward to the left when ROI is higher at the given level of income. Combining IS and LM curve, we get IS curve, classical theory, slopes downward, LM curve, Keynes theory, slopes upward. So if we plot our rate of interest and income, and IS and LM curve is plotted in a single graph, we will get equilibrium point like this. At equilibrium, investment and savings are in equilibrium. Demand of money is proportional to supply of money at equilibrium. So in Hicks-Hayson method, any change in monetary and real factors which changes rate of interest will shift IS or LM curves, and therefore equilibrium point between rate of interest and income. So that's all from this chapter. So friends, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe for more notes like this. I will update regularly. So thank you.